Well, let's do some discussions. My guest for the morning, Nenyi Georganda. He's a member of parliament for Ewutu Senya West, but also a deputy minister of communications. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Roland.
Yeah,
good morning to my brother, and good morning to your viewers.
Yes.
Happy new month. Let me wish a very good friend, Bulare, happy birthday today. Stay blessed, my brother.
Oh, Bulare, happy birthday, my brother, too. Well, we wish you all the best in life and more years ahead for you. But Mohammed Abdulaziz is also member of parliament for me on regular on the show. Mohammed, good morning.
Good morning, Roland.
You're having a mini abridged version of the Constitution. What's that for?
It's the full Constitution, not the abridged.
Oh, okay.
It's an identical Constitution. Yeah. You know, we're governed by law, so
yeah,
it's good to have a
what's the
packet
purpose? You're going through because...
Oh, but it's good to be abreast with the contents of the manifesto.
It's
true. He wants to go to law school.
Oh no! I mean, the studios of Joy FM, JoyNews TV.
He wants to prepare for the interview or the exam.
I know, right?
It is not in my immediate plans to go for legal education. No.
Okay.
I mean, I take inspiration, trust me, from the majority leader, a non-lawyer who has proven to be a very effective lawmaker. It makes me believe that it makes me believe that you can be a good lawmaker without necessarily being a lawyer. I mean, the man is up to.
He's a civil engineer, I'm told.
I'm told he's an engineer by profession, but the way he navigates through the Constitution, understanding orders tells you that look, you can be a good lawmaker without necessarily going to law school to be a lawyer. And so, just to update myself with some aspects of the content of the Constitution. Nothing beyond that.
All right. But the last couple of days haven't been too good as far as crime is concerned. Just 3 days ago, we had Rambo-style, Terminator-style, Commando-style armed robbery incident that was recorded somewhere in the industrial area. And then yesterday morning, we had a Lebanese cashier who had gone to withdraw 200,000 Ghana cedis, accosted by armed robbers wielding guns. Where they get them, we don't know. And he was shot dead. The money was also stolen away. There seemed to be a certain siege of insecurity in our country because of these incidents. Wouldn't you say so?
Well, thank you very much. First, let me express my sympathies and the sympathies of the government to all Ghanaians, all residents in Ghana who have been in one way or the other affected by some of these robbery attacks. Let me also commend our members of the security forces who on a daily basis put their lives out to protect and defend citizens and residents in Ghana. It is a sad situation that we keep on hearing of these reports of armed robbery. But let us not create the impression that there's a sudden state of insecurity or lawlessness in the country. It is not a situation that we are all excited about. Let us also bear in mind that for the first time, the government has given the security forces a significant amount of money to help in their retooling and provide provision of equipment and provision of logistics to enable them to work. Let us also bear in mind that a number of our security forces have been complaining about welfare issues, but not to give excuses. We must make sure that right from the process of recruiting people into the security forces to making sure that they have the right tools and logistics to work, to making sure that they can provide the right enabling environment where citizens and residents can carry out their duties without fear or favor. There's a responsibility that the government has. And I believe that the government is living up to that responsibility. We as citizens must also take our personal security a bit more seriously. I mean, in this modern day and age, where there is so much as far as cashless transactions are concerned, why would you go and take 200,000 Ghana cedis to pay salaries, where you could easily have used a banking process to transfer the funds into the accounts of your staff, and also that we all see these security alerts, these police alerts, and from time to time the police will tell you that when you are attacked by these robbers, their primary motive is to get away with the booty. So in as much as possible, where you cannot overpower them, don't try to engage them.
Be aggressive.
And be aggressive. So when they take the money and then you try to chase them, you sort of infuriate them. That's not to justify what they are doing, but we all need to take certain lessons and make sure that we don't fall into such situations. But all this said, I'm confident that the police administration, I understand that there's going to be a high-level meeting sometime today. I'm confident that the police administration, together we're under the direction of the Minister of Interior, the Minister of National Security Coordinator, the Minister of State of the Presidency, who is responsible for security, are going to come out with a significantly impactful operation that is going to make citizens much more confident that the police are there to protect them. If you take a country or a capital like Kigali, when you get to Kigali, you do not see 5 policemen grouped at a place, at least when I went there. But you see, is like almost every 150 or 200 meters, you see an armed policeman there, okay? And it gives you a sense of responsibility. What we were seeing in the past, and I admit that to a large extent it's come down, the visibility police that we parked, there'll be a pickup parked, and then there'll be some 4 or 5 policemen just talking on their phones and not really paying attention to what is happening. I think that the police administration is doing something about it, but there's a lot more that needs to be done. I think the citizens want to feel a bit more of, not necessarily force, but a bit more of seriousness. You know, I'm sorry that I'm going to use this as an example, but a couple of months back, there was this tape that was going around with Kofi Boache, he was telling the people of Kumasi that they are the ones that have asked the police to do the work, and then they are going to do the work without fear or favor. I think that we need those kind of statements and
that sort of spirit.
Yeah. I personally, I think that's. I mean, there's a lot of talk. I mean, talk about retooling, talk about welfare issues, talk about logistics being provided, talk about plans and stuff like that. But I think it's time for action, and I don't think that the armed robbers have any more better firepower or better intelligence than the police or our intelligence should have. So we cannot continue just going around the talk channel, which this time we have to see some action, and I'm confident that that's going to happen.
Mohammed.
Roland.
Yes, sir.
My sincere condolence to the lives that we have lost, the families of those people that we have lost. Yesterday, a Lebanese, we are told, was shot dead. The day before yesterday, there was another armed robbery at the Royal Motors, I'm told, around the industrial area. And that is worrying. I followed some news reports from your station that talks about some surging armed robbery cases around Oyibi, am I right?
The outskirts of the capital in itself. Exactly,
where they have recorded about more than 20 armed robbery cases just within a month. And it is becoming worrying. I would agree with Deputy Minister when he says that security has been a challenge with us for a very long time, except to add that what we are witnessing today is alarming. I mean, the bravery with which the armed robbers, the criminals, would attack unsuspecting citizens, even during the day, is worrying. Attacking police stations, sometimes when you listen to some of these narratives, you want to believe you are watching a movie and not a real situation. It is worrying, and I think that the government should beef up their work on security. This is happening at a time that we have a Minister for Interior, a Minister for Defense, Minister for National Security. I mean, it is. In fact, not until the coming into operation, into power of President Nana Akufo-Addo, the National Security officer was not a minister. I mean, it was just a national security advisor or coordinator
or advisor.
Advisor. Now it has been they've raised it to the status of a minister. What it means is that government has some level of seriousness that it attaches to the issue of security. The security situation in this country is collapsing. It affects even development and businesses, foreign direct investments. You can be able to do all the good works in the area of microeconomic stability. You will need to assure the investor public of some level of security before they can invest in your country. That we are not seeing. This is a Lebanese who is in Ghana investing, who is doing legitimate business in Ghana, who went to withdraw money to pay his workers and has been shot dead. What signal would that send to his colleagues who are doing same or similar businesses in Ghana? And so let us stop these assurances. The Minister for Interior would always assure us that the situation is not out of control. And day in, day out, what we are recording is unimaginable. You see, we are looking at 2 or 3 different issues here. How we recruit people into the police service, in-service training, and how we retool the Ghana Police Service. It is worrying that even the recruitment into the Ghana Police Service itself today has taken some political dimension. I am sorry to say this, but if I'm wrong, I'm sure the Deputy Minister would challenge me, except to say that I don't have the material evidence. And when you are making some of these statements, you must be careful about your source. Even recruitment into the Ghana Police Service, politicians, members of parliament from one side of the house are asked to submit names.
Again, you said yourself that if you say it and I disagree with you, I should challenge you.
Okay.
If you have the evidence, and Roland, with some of these things, okay, because
I was just about to ask him that if you know you don't make blanket statements.
You see, for instance, I'm making a point here.
No, don't make the point. You see, no. So
Mr. Deputy Minister.
No.
Have you submitted a name?
Please.
Have you submitted a name for recruitment into the Ghana Police Service?
It's not a fair question.
No.
Withdrawn. It's not only
withdrawn.
about withdrawing. You've made a statement. It's gone. It's a transient medium. So
I know.
Gone. But at the end of the day, we're here to educate people.
I agree with you,
We're also
Roland.
here to contribute to a national discourse.
I agree with you.
Now, what is happening? Crime has always been with us, and crime is crime.
Yeah, I think I said that earlier.
No, wait. I remember in my early years of practice of journalism, I used to go on police swoops, and I'm talking about the early part of 2000, 2001, 2002, with who is the man who is now COP, Kofi Boache. It was with Striking Force, Accra Police Command, etc. We'll go to Nima, Newtown, Ashaiman. We'll go and do all those things. He knew where they were, and we'll go and catch them. The next point, they'll tell you this man committed. You go and retrieve some of the items from them. So it's always been a daily activity. If there's laxity in the police or the security setup, we should make sure as political leaders and the political elite and the media, we don't put it in the minds of the general public and into the public discourse that there's some tints or perhaps also pollution of all the security apparatus we have by the sense of the political activities we have. We have to be careful about it.
Roland, I agree with you.
Yes.
So
apart from you withdrawing,
yes.
I would wish that you just apologize for this. Oh, for you making the statement. You're not apologizing to anybody for making that statement because you're a member of parliament.
Roland,
I think it would be unfair to say that you, Mohammed Abdulaziz, you submitted a name.
Roland.
Have you submitted a name for somebody to be recruited before?
Roland. Never.
Okay.
Never. Roland. You see.
So don't say that.
You see, for the purpose of protecting my source and not being able to give you material evidence, I have withdrawn that statement. But we are looking at the issue of recruitment, training, and retooling the Ghana Police Service. We can, let's call a spade and not a big spoon. We must make sure that we do some background checks into the people that we recruit into the Ghana Police Service.
That's more an appropriate statement.
Yes. That ties into what I said earlier. I'm a political activist. I have following. If you are to ask me to submit a name, granted what I'm saying is true, just for the purpose of this argument, if you are to ask me to submit a name from my constituency for recruitment, I would obviously be giving you people with my political affiliation. You might not necessarily do any background check because it's within a political environment. That is worrying.
Last year, whether recruitment into the service?
I think so.
Were they recruitment?
I think so.
I don't remember.
I think so.
I know that from last year. Wait. Let's just put things into perspective.
Roland,
I know that
I withdraw to allow this
you will not
discussion.
go scot-free. I think that we ought to, because if he makes a
scot-free,
statement,
apart from withdrawing.
No, wait. You know, last year there was the general information announcement that there should be recruitment into the Ghana Police, just like the other security services. Now, I know that from that announcement, we've transitioned into the process where just about a month or so ago, in January, they were doing the medicals for those recruits or would-be recruits.
Yes.
So, as far as, let's say, a government that has transitioned or perhaps been given transferred power, we haven't had a holistic intake into the police. So the current workforce that we have would be those that have been recruited within the 8 years of the NDC administration.
So that is I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. Even if the NDC...
If let's say I was from the MPP angle, I would say that we haven't had a fresh intake. We're now in the process of having fresh intake. So all these people who have been recruited fresh into the service were done or may have been employed within the period of the NDC. That would not be a fair statement.
If the NDC is found guilty of what I'm saying...
No, it's not about somebody being found guilty.
But let me tell you, do I have the right to protect my source?
You have a right to make a statement because the
I'm asking if I have the right to protect my source.
You also have a right to protect your source.
Exactly.
But you are supposed to make a statement that is factual. And once you don't have the evidence, let's leave it.
We talk to ourselves. We talk to ourselves even in Parliament.
Yeah, you can.
In fact, I have picked
intelligence.
A conversation between a deputy minister of one of these security-related ministries and another member of Parliament. It was like, have you brought your names? Just make sure they don't present fake certificates. Any other issue can be waived. I picked at the airport. You see,
can I come in, please?
No, I think I'm on the floor. You would have your
But
turn.
you are not. I'm
the issue of in-service training. When we recruit them into the Ghana Police Service, we must make sure that we do regular in-service training for our policemen and women, so that they can be able to keep up to date with trends within crime and how to fight. We must also be interested in retooling them. In fact, successive regimes since '92 have done their bit to retool the Ghana Police Service. It just didn't start today. Sometimes when you complain about the security situation and you want to narrow it to the executive, and for that matter, the president, you are told not to politicize the security issues. I'm sure that is exactly what Roland, you were trying to tell me, that I shouldn't veer into the arena of politicizing the issue of the Ghana Police Service. But that is a position that I will not accept any day from anyone. This is the MPP manifesto, a manifesto that won them power. And I would want to refer you to a particular page with your leave. I would want to refer you and our viewers to a particular page where the
Please look for it. He wanted to make an interjection.
Okay, let him come.
Please come.
Roland, I think that, like you said, when we appear on these platforms, we have a big responsibility in educating the citizens, especially your viewers. When we come and we make such statements without any proper source, and indeed, if we actually prefix our statement by saying that I do not have a source, but I'll still say it.
No.
And it doesn't have evidence.
No.
I don't have
material evidence.
Can I?
Material, no.
It's okay. You made your point.
Just correct it.
Yeah, I just said evidence.
Material evidence. I didn't say evidence.
You said that.
I said material evidence. And I can protect my source. So let's proceed on that.
When you come and you say that you don't have material evidence, but you still go ahead and make this irresponsible statement, I think it's most unfair.
You call it irresponsible?
Yes, it's very irresponsible. It's very irresponsible because
I would ignore it.
You cannot come and say that you heard somebody saying something, and you cannot be bold enough. Okay, if you are not going to state your source,
I have the right to protect my source.
Then you have a
deputy minister.
I also challenge what you are saying because I am a member of the majority. Okay, and if anybody is better placed to confirm what you are saying between the two of us, I'm better placed than you are. Okay, and you are the one that is making this allegation. The onus lies on you to prove what you are saying, and I'm challenging you to prove what you are saying. Because otherwise, then all the viewers are going to. I'm pushing you.
You push me to mention your name.
I am pushing you.
You have the right to protect my source.
Saying is true.
Have you submitted a name or not?
I have not submitted no name. Okay, you've asked me a question.
And you are not aware of your members submitting names.
Listen to me. State your source, okay, or keep quiet on this matter, and don't be telling untruth.
Okay, let's hear from the Ghana Police Service, especially on the incident that happened in Tema and generally the crime situation.
The Tema Regional Police Command is looking for 4 armed men who murdered and robbed a Lebanese this morning. The incident happened today at 10 a.m. when the victim, known as Ahmed Safiaddin, age 54, who is a cashier at Delta Agro Company, went to withdraw an amount of 200,000 Ghana cedis from a bank. According to investigation, this amount was meant for the salaries of its workers. Police got the information of the incident and moved to the crime scene. Investigation so far revealed that the victim, after the bank transaction, was on his way to the office in his Toyota Corolla saloon car with registration number GN1174-12 when he was suddenly accosted by these 4 armed men a few meters from his workplace. The robbers fired several gunshots into his vehicle and then took away the said amount. Now, the victim, when police got there, the victim was quickly rushed to the Raphael Hospital in Tema, but was pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital. As I speak to you, the body has been conveyed to the 37 Military Hospital for preservation and autopsy.
So according to reports from witness around, this is the 3rd account in the last 6 months, accounts of robbery attacks in broad daylight. What is the state of security in Tema in regards to these issues?
Yes, thank you very much. I must say we have intensified our patrols. Now, one thing we realized that the robbers have seen that the night they couldn't, face police because the streets will become and there will be no traffic. So we could chase them, and we have been giving them. So they have decided to carry their robberies during the day. Now, what we realize is that during the day is very difficult. Even the incident that happened, I think, yesterday, we could have shot at them, but for the presence of the public, the civilians who had come to witness the scene. So it makes it difficult.
9:53 or so this morning. I just standing here. I saw our accountant from bank, because this morning as he's going, he just waved me. I saw him coming from bank, and later he's coming slowly. Later I see one car cross him. I didn't understand, so I moved my phone and called my boss for office, and I come to our security gate, report to our security man that I see some car cross Alaji from bank. I didn't understand. Then he's using motorbike, so he moved the book and he said, "Where is the car?" Well, I said, "I saw the car pass on the right side to Nestle Road." So he can take the other lane and cross him, either we can see the car number or something like that. And unfortunately, I just entered the company inside to move car and change out. I just reached there, there's a taxi driver come there. They are moving our accountant inside from his car to the taxi. And I followed them to the hospital.
Did you hear the warning shots the attackers?
Well, I didn't. I heard it here, but there, I moved the car to there. The car moved already.
So when you got to the scene, was he already dead?
I cannot tell. Even we went to the hospital, we move it from on the wheel, but we call doctor come and approve that he's dead.
This is normal routine, something he does often, when he comes going to the bank?
My sister, no, we don't, see this thing before. No, he's always going back.
And you are on the, but
yes. I thought I was on the floor, yeah?
No, wait, when it comes there,
that's okay.
Because you took most of the time. But now we're being told that the security apparatus, especially the police, say that they could have shot at and they could go counter-defensive when they have some of these incidents. But in another vein also, a former Deputy Minister of the Interior, James Agaga, spokesperson for security for the minority, says perhaps also the army should be roped in to complement the security situation. Are we in a near panicky situation as a result of that? We're just making suggestions left, right, center?
Well, I think, like I said earlier on, we need to see the police showing some level of force, okay, some level of presence, and some level of control of the situation. I'm not too sure whether that necessarily means that we should have soldiers on the streets. We should be careful that we don't create a situation where people start to panic because of what is going on. I think that the police are capable enough of handling the situation. And the police themselves have these rapid deployment force team. I'm sure those guys look more fierce than and they can match any kind of soldier. And the bit about using the helicopters, using the drones, the bit about the surveillance.
Are we serious about that we use helicopters?
But we have to. I believe that the Minister of Interior yesterday made a statement. Yes. Look, you see, there are these WhatsApp images of the getaway cars, the people changing cars. And, if we had
the
helicopters
would have kept up on
exactly. You understand? And they could have coordinated properly with the ground team to arrest them. So yes, I do agree. We need to do much more in terms of the police being out there. Of course, the intelligence, us giving the police the intelligence. And Roland, there's something that we need to start doing. Outside Ghana, most of the time in Europe, when somebody comes to visit you, your neighbor will open the window and then they'll start saying, this person came here, they use this color car. In Ghana, it's more like do fiasem. So even if Mohammed is my neighbor, it's very rare that my security, my consciousness extends to Mohammed's house. Okay, there may be noise in his house. He may be in a in a situation of distress, but I'm minding my own business. I mean, people could be coming in and out, or people will be walking on the streets. Sometimes you see some people walking on the streets, and you're wondering, what do you want to do in this area? So let's take our security a bit more conscious, let's be a bit more careful, a bit more sensitive about our personal security, and then let's take it up from there.
Mohammed.
Yes, I
was just
referring you to
MPP.
No, the MPP manifesto.
Right.
The manifesto that brought the MPP into power, courtesy of which my good friend here is a Deputy Minister for Communications. This is what President Nana Akufo-Addo said in their manifesto after he signed the manifesto. Ghanaians are becoming increasingly concerned about their security due to the increasing levels of crime and lawlessness under the Mahama-led NDC government. Today, Ghanaians do not feel safe. The Mahama-led NDC government has failed the people of Ghana in terms of security of the country and its citizens. Our existing laws are largely not enforced, and when they are done selectively, often with much interference from the executive. I'm not sure President Nana Akufo-Addo had any material evidence to support this allegation. The MPP government would secure peace and security for all Ghanaians. Under the MPP government, Ghanaians would feel safe on the streets and in their homes. Ghanaians will go about their daily businesses in the secure knowledge that their persons, properties, and lives are safe under the MPP government. I'm not sure when President Akufo-Addo was making these allegations, he had any material evidence to support of any executive interference.
You mean
in the manifesto. Okay. And so for me to be asked to provide material evidence to support my claim of some recruitment is worrying. But this is what President Akufo-Addo and MPP said prior to the 2016 general elections. Today, over 20 mobile money vendors have been attacked. Forest bureaus are not more safe. They are complaining. Fuel attendants in Tamale have been shot dead. The level of insecurity today is alarming. We have never witnessed what we are witnessing today. And when you make when Ghanaians complain, when the ordinary Ghanaians complain, then they refer you to the IGP. Did I appoint the IGP? The president did. It is not for nothing that the same constitution that governs us makes the president the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and makes the vice president the chairman of the Ghana Police Service. And so Ghana Police Council. There's absolute responsibility at the doorsteps of Mr. President and Mr. Vice President that the security of this country is collapsing under their watch. We are fed up with the rhetorics. We are fed up with the assurances. Why? The basic function of every government is to protect lives and properties. If you cannot do this, what's your business being in power? In fact, the interior minister who assures Ghanaians every day and every night has some police detail, 24-hour police attaché. Ordinary Ghanaians like myself and those on the streets of Accra don't have that privilege. And so we have every right to complain, and when we complain, just do what is right. Secure our lives and our properties. What we are witnessing today is alarming.
You are not an ordinary Ghanaian. You and Honorable Nini.
I'm sure he has a security detail. I don't have one.
You have
evidence.
Go and look at your payslip.
I don't have.
All right.
That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Parliament has made provision for you to have security.
Let's move on.
Do you have security at home in your car for 24 hours?
Nana Obiri Boahen. Do you know Nana Obiri Boahen?
Nana
Obiri Boahen. He's a deputy general secretary for the
Nana
MPP.
Obiri Boahen.
There's been a tape that leaked in the media, and in that tape, he was heard having a conversation with somebody who has now been identified as an activist of the NDC, and purportedly saying that, well, he's not been well taken care of by the party since the MPP government came into office, and that even 50 billion cedis was given from the presidency to the party to conduct the 2017 National Annual Delegates Conference in Cape Coast. And so far, he's only enjoyed a paltry 5,000 Ghana cedis. That came in 3,000 and 2,000 for being a member of the resolution committee, and additionally also as fuel for all his errands he was running within the period. Now, let me start with you.
I started the first one.
Oh, no, you are a member of the
This
party.
is your matter.
I started with the first one.
This is an MPP matter. No. You want me to start?
It's not. With all due respect. I start with you. I start with you on this.
MPP matter. But me, I have no problem if Roland wants me to start. I have no problem. Trust me.
I don't mind starting with you too. But the thing is, because this one is from the annals of the MPP. To the point that we've had the National Executive come to make commentary on this. These allegations, would you say they're wild, baseless, or what are they? Coming from a Deputy General Secretary.
I think, Roland, you need to talk about the story in its totality. Okay. There was a recording that came out. I don't know why we keep on referring to recordings as tapes. Okay, there was a recording that came out, the voice that is alleged to be that of the Deputy General Secretary. In communicating, I could say something. Mohammed may misunderstand what I am saying, and it's only when I come and clarify is the current situation of my clarification that you can use if I miscommunicated earlier on. I believe that in this situation, the Deputy General Secretary has come to say clearly that he was telling untruth. He was trying to bait whoever it is that was engaging him, and that is his position. Now, you buttress that with the facts of the matter, where the party has come out clearly and have said that as far as what is captured on that recording is concerned, the party has no knowledge of it. What is the budget of the Flagstaff House? And isn't it preposterous to imagine that 50 million Ghana cedis could be allocated from the Flagstaff House for the purpose of organizing a party activity? Now, let us also not forget that we have an auditing process in the country. So if this money was indeed released, it will show. Okay, it is totally untrue. It is. I believe that we need to guard the way we talk sometimes, and we need to be a bit more careful, especially knowing that in this era where people keep on recording each other for political gain or political victimization, we need to guard our utterances. But clearly, this is something that the owner of the so-called voice has come to say that, listen, you know something, I was telling lies. Okay, I was telling untruth. I wanted to bait whoever it is that I was talking to get some intelligence. Whether it is your responsibility to get intelligence from the person or not is a separate matter. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that the Flagstaff House have never released anything close to what, or has never released anything for the party activities, as has been confirmed by the party. And so I think that the matter should be laid to rest. And indeed, you do recall that in the party statement, the acting general secretary, the statement that he released, is that the matter has been escalated to the leadership of the party to investigate the matter and then take it out from there.
I think that ends the matter, is that not?
No.
Why not?
Are we not all concerned about corruption?
Which corruption?
Well, we have different types of corruption.
Corruption in what sense?
Roland,
because of an elite recording.
You see, my good friend, the Deputy Minister for Communications, is struggling to defend this matter.
Where is the struggle?
You just said that the Flagstaff House did not release anything close to.
No.
Then you backtracked.
It was a figure of speech.
Then you backtracked.
No. When I say that, I'm
saying
trying to say that
release
there's nothing
anything
close to that kind of activity.
So how much was released? If that's close to
there
that
was
amount,
no amount that was released.
So you've had your 10. So let me have my 10.
Yeah. So stick to that.
You've had your 10.
Yeah. So stick to that.
You see, you are talking of a Deputy General Secretary of the MPP, not just a serial caller or a Kandahar boy of the MPP. The Deputy General Secretary of the MPP say that the presidency, under the watch of President Akufo-Addo, gave the party 5 million Ghana cedis, 50 billion translates to 5 million Ghana cedis today, for them to organize their annual delegates conference. And his beef is that he was giving a paltry 5,000 out of it. Do you expect the party to come to confirm that? They won't confirm that. They will deny it. Don't expect the Deputy Minister for Communications, who is also a member of Parliament on the ticket of the MPP, to confirm that. He will deny that. Don't even expect even Obiri, what's the name? Obiri Boahen. I mean, these afterthoughts renditions are so childish.
What do you mean by that?
To come and tell us that you are trying to bait for some other information from an NDC known person.
It's highly possible.
No, come on. So if the man now says that he, Obiri Boahen, fabricated lies, that was the word he used on himself, that he fabricated lies. How can I be convinced that he and the entire MPP did not fabricate lies against the NDC, even in the run-up to the 2016 elections? Now, my brother is talking about audit process at the Flagstaff House, and that it will show. How would it show? If you are living under a regime where a government can spend as much as 177 million Ghana cedis in just raising a failed bond, when a minister
can prove it
is not an allegation, it's a matter of records. When a minister comes to Parliament and provides 800 million Ghana cedis in her budget just for a website.
And again, there's some clarification. Roland. No, we're making this. You're raising it because you feel it's an allegation.
That 5 million Ghana cedis that Nana Obiri Boahen is talking about. President Akufo-Addo has no any money machine at his residence. So that money would obviously be coming from myself and you. So we have every right to interrogate that matter. I expect the civil society groups in this country to interrogate this matter. The media, the Occupy Ghana, I hope you remember Occupy Ghana. We were very forceful.
Mohammed, listen, you have had a leaked audio, and the person who is associated with the audio has come out to say the content of the audio, for which has been attributed to me, were all lies, because they were premised on an instance of me seeking some level of intelligence from a personality who is in the opposing party.
You are too smart for that childish rendition.
No,
you are too smart for it.
No, I'm sticking by the facts, not making because you are making interpretations.
I am not making any interpretation.
No, that's what you're doing.
Oh,
yes. There's a leaked audio.
The
gentleman involved says that, yes, it is my voice, but what I was saying were not factual. I was stating an untruth. I was stating an untruth to elicit some information, for which the party has officially come to make a comment
Roland,
to say.
After the tape leaks,
for which the party has come to make an official statement to say all the facts that were stated or the information that was stated in the audio are not factual.
Okay.
Why do you take an official statement of the party
in the first place, Roland,
your interpretation?
Do you expect Obiri Boahen to still insist publicly? Remember, he made this...
Why would I not expect him
to? No, he will not. He will not. And when he said he was baiting for some other information from an NDC person, so what information was he baiting for?
You believe all
he should tell us what information he was baiting for. You see?
Can I come in?
You see, that is very typical of the MPP. The man himself, when I listened to him on radio yesterday, I cringed. That I fabricated lies. And so it takes even the value in you as a person away. To have told the entire country that you fabricated lies on your own self, 5 billion Ghana cedis from the Flagstaff House, just for conference.
Your responses to this.
I will not disagree with Mohammed that Nana Obiri Boahen has a lot of questions to answer. And as far as his credibility is concerned, he needs to do a bit more work. But that doesn't take away from the fact of the matter that the Flagstaff House has not released any money. That does not take away from the fact of the matter as that were released in the statement that the acting general secretary signed. Let us also not behave like ostriches and say that if somebody goes around and makes a statement and that statement doesn't seem to be a reflection of an organization, then that statement must necessarily be pasted on the organization. I'll give you an example. Just last week, an honorable member of parliament, Neil van der Poel, okay, on a political platform, okay, he stated clearly that the next NDC administration would come and free Abu Gapele and all those and by implication all those who had been perceived or who had been prosecuted for corruption. Okay? Now
interpretation. Now
we all heard the recording go around. We all know what he said. We haven't heard him come to say that I was wrong. I didn't mean what I said, or I didn't mean what was communicated. In this situation, you have heard Obiri Boahen come and say that I was wrong.
Hold on.
Can I make my point? Okay, I'm giving two scenarios where there has been supposedly loose talk. In one situation, the owner of the talk has not come to say that he's denying what he's saying. Okay, in this situation, Obiri Boahen has come and said that he was telling lies. Okay, in both situations, the parties have come to say that whatever it is that this person has said, ring fence it from the party, because that is not the position of the party and those are not the facts of the matter. So how can you then, okay, be trying by all means possible to paint this issue of an individual statement on the party and by extension that of the presidency? I mean, every normal argument, every normal position, okay, will be that you base your comments based on the facts. You base your comments based on the facts of the matter. The facts of the matter in this particular case are clear. Okay, the facts of the matter are clear. The presidency or the Flagstaff House has not released this amount of money. The presidency has not released any money.
You stated that.
Yes, so that's what we should stick to.
You see, to compare the 5 billion Ghana cedis from the presidency.
We're not comparing the incident. We're comparing
to the remarks made by Honorable Neil van der Poel. It's like comparing oranges with apples, even though they are all fruits.
You obviously don't get it.
Definitely. Even though they are both fruits, you'll be very wrong to compare the two.
No, the situations are not the same, obviously. This
one, take it easy. This one is your own deputy general secretary who says that.
But this one is also your own former deputy minister.
No. You see,
not even a member of parliament who has made the statement. Is that the position of the party?
We would free.
Is that factual?
We would free
the party
convicts
says it's not.
from a member of parliament that the party has distanced itself from.
But this one, the party too has distanced itself from.
No. You see, you may want to do that equalization with this matter, but that is why that we have poor road network in this country. That's why people are lacking chips compounds in this country.
I don't get
because of the level of corruption. And I've just told you that there's no any money-making machine at the Flagstaff household. And so they could have only gotten that money from either the things like the $20,000
that your position
Kennedy Japan talked about.
Your position is
or
not
cash
shifting,
for seats, or the 800,000 for
Mohammed
website.
Abdulaziz,
Come
member
on.
of Parliament for Myong. Thanks
Incredible.
for
And you are defending this.
I'm defending the truth.
No.
Thanks for joining me this morning.
I'm defending the truth.
I wanted us to talk about tax stamp. Were we ready?
Maybe the next time. We're talking about tax stamp. We need to talk about
the Ghana these taxes for them to go and sponsor their party conferences.
Mohammed Abdulaziz, member of Parliament for Myong.
You take taxes to go and
then also Nenyi George Anda. He's a member of Parliament for Ewutu Sejan West constituency, but also a Deputy Minister of Communications. We'll have a lot to talk about the next time we find the two of them in the studio. But we have more discussions coming up, but are technical universities striking? There's a question that we keep asking this morning because they say they're being discriminated against because of plans to amend some sections of an act that set them up into technical universities from the previous state of polytechnics. And so members of the association will be joining us for a conversation. So do stick and stay. We'll have all those discussions coming up. But through it all, you can get interactive on Facebook, JoyNews on TV. We're streaming live there. It's very important. And also, my Joy Online TV is a channel on YouTube. We stream live there too. We're taking a break. When we come back, the discussions about the technical universities all up.
you.